Hey, this is Travis Elliott with National Control Devices, and today we're going to talk about connecting NCD's Enterprise line of wireless sensors to the Prescient cloud. Prescient is an awesome company. They've got fantastic support, and they run Node-RED on the cloud, which I'm extremely excited about because I'm a big fan of Node-RED. It allows you to do just about anything you can possibly imagine. And it's just so easy to use. If you've got a little bit of experience with JavaScript at all, you can really do a lot of stuff. But even if you don't have any experience with programming, Node-RED gives you the ability to do a lot of custom things that you wouldn't normally be able to do on a lot of clouds. So we're going to be running Node-RED on either an IoT edge computer or on a regular computer, either one, it's your choice. We'll go over those options. So we're going to run Node-RED locally to receive the data from our sensors, parse that data, and send it to Prescient. And then once it's on Prescient's cloud, we'll use Node-RED there to build dashboards or send the data to other services or to log it, just anything you possibly imagine. We could do notifications, a lot of really cool stuff. So it's not really possible for us to, explain everything that could possibly be done with Node-RED in one video, but this is just sort of meant to get you started with getting your data to the Prescient cloud from NCD Enterprise sensors. So here I'm on National Control Devices website, the store portion, and I've got it filtered down to our Enterprise series of wireless sensors. And there are 65 different products in this line. Anything from soil pH sensors to tank level sensors to a very robust line of wireless sensors, wireless vibration sensors for doing predictive maintenance analysis, and so much more. We've got some really cool pressure sensors here for monitoring PSI. We've got structural monitoring, linear displacement sensors. Predictive maintenance sensors that have current monitoring, temperature monitoring, and vibration all built into one. So just a really robust line of wireless sensors that can do just about anything you need them to do in your industrial IoT application. So these wireless sensors transmit their data over a long-range wireless protocol, either 900 megahertz or 868, depending on where in the world you're located. But we also offer them with 2.4 gigahertz if neither one of those wireless bands is allowed in your area. So once this data is transmitted from these wireless sensors, it needs to be received by something. In most cases, I recommend our IoT edge computer. The IoT edge computer has the wireless interface that allows it to receive the telemetry from these wireless sensors, but it also has an Ethernet, Wi-Fi, and optionally cellular interface to actually take that data from the sensors and send it off to the cloud. This is a self-contained system, so you've got your sensors, you've got the IoT edge computer, and that's sending the data to the cloud. There's nothing else required at the location of the sensors other than those devices. So the smallest possible system would be one wireless sensor and the IoT edge computer. Now the IoT edge computer can receive data from multiple sensors. I generally don't recommend going over 50 sensors, but it really just depends on the bandwidth of the sensor data. So it depends on how often you have your sensor set to report, which is optional. An alternative to the IoT edge computer would be to use one of these wireless modems connected to your computer. Now your computer could be, anything as simple as a Raspberry Pi to a regular desktop computer, all the way up to an industrial grade server computer. And these modems are available in USB, Ethernet, RS-45, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, RS-232. So just about anything you could need for your particular application. So once we get the wireless data from the sensors to our computing device, whether that be the IoT edge computer or a computer you're supplying, we need to parse the data from those sensors to be able to actually send it off to our cloud applications like Prescient. So that's where Node-RED comes in. So we're going to be running Node-RED on our IoT edge computer or on our local computer. And I've already created a flow that you can use for this. You can get it from ncd-io/node-red-ncd-prescient-flow on GitHub. So if you just go to github.com/all of this, you'll find this repository, and you can download this flow.json file. So we'll just go ahead and do that right now. We'll just download that, and then we'll come on our local computer here, and we'll import that into Node-RED. Now the IoT Edge computer comes with Node-RED and our NCD Red Wireless library pre-installed. Now if you're running this on a regular computer, you're going to need to download and install Node-RED. If you just Google installing Node-RED on your particular operating system, whether that be Linux or Mac or Windows, there are some really good instructions online on how to install Node-RED on your computer. Then once you have Node-RED installed on your computer, you need to install our NCD Red Wireless library into Node-RED. So after it's installed and you've got Node-RED opened, you would need to install that. Now, like I said, if you're on the IoT Edge computer, this is all already done for you. So you don't need to install anything on the IoT Edge computer. You're just ready to go. So let's go ahead and import that flow that we just downloaded. So to do that, I'm just going to click on Import, and I'm going to select a file to import. And I'm going to go into my downloads, and I've got this flow file that I just downloaded from GitHub. And I'm going to click on Upload, and then click on Import. It's going to give me a warning because I've already got some of these nodes on other flows. So here it is. This is the flow. It's that simple. You don't need to modify this much at all. It's going to work with any sensor from our enterprise line of products just the way it is right now. Really all we need to do is we need to throw some credentials in here. So Prescient will provide you with an MQTT broker endpoint. And we need to put that into this Prescient node here. So if we go ahead and double click on that, let me just go ahead and clear this garbage out, and it's probably going to yell at me. So let's go ahead and double click on our Prescient node here, and you're going to need to click on this edit pencil, okay? And that edit pencil is going to allow you to put a server in here. Prescient will provide this MQTT broker endpoint to you, as well as credentials. And the credentials they provide you, the username and password for your MQTT broker, you'll put in right here. So you need to put in the server address, and then under security, you need to put in your username and your password. That's all you need to do there. Now back over on the function node, we need to put in your designer ID, and that is that's this right here. Okay, so you'll need to get your designer ID and paste that in right there. And once you've done that, you click Done and you click Deploy. Your data is going to start feeding to Prescient. That's all you have to do is just enter in those four things: the server address, the username, the password, and your designer ID, and you are done. Okay, so let's head over to our Prescient account on prescientdevices.com. And we can see our flows here. Now I've got a flow here set up for some other stuff, but let's just go ahead and create a new flow here. Okay. And we're going to scroll down over here on the left, and we're looking for this NCD sensor out node here. Okay, so we're going to grab that and we're going to drag it into the flow. Okay, and our devices are already reporting. So if we double click on this, we're going to be able to see that there's a gateway here called Test Gateway. Now, if you want to change the name of that gateway, simply come into Node-RED back over here and go into your function. and change the name of the gateway right here. You can change it from test gateway to anything that you want. Maybe, you know, lab 1 or production facility or whatever you want to call this particular gateway. So we're going to select that gateway, and since our node red flow is feeding data from these sensors into Prescient, those devices are going to show up. If you look in this function node, you can see that it's publishing to this topic that's our designer ID /designer, which that won't ever change, /test gateway, which is whatever name you want it to be, /message.payload.address or adder. That is the address of the wireless sensor that is reporting in this message. So if we look in here, we can see this wireless address for this sensor, and that is unique to that sensor. And that is being pasted in here. So whenever a new sensor publishes to Prescient using its address right here, it's actually going to provision itself on Prescient as a unique device automatically or automagically. So if we go over to Prescient, we selected the gateway that we want to get data from, and now we've got a drop down for the sensors. And you can see that there's sensors here already automatically. I didn't do anything. These things just presented themselves on here because they automatically provisioned. So we can select the sensor that we want and then click Done. And then just for testing purposes, you know, we can just throw a debug node out here. And we'll hook that up and click Deploy. And now we can look at the debug here, and we can see data coming in from that sensor. This particular sensor is a counter. It's just got a contact closure input, and it counts pulses, which is great for utility monitoring. Most utilities have some sort of pulse counter output, like flow meters, or some electrical meters will provide an auxiliary output where you can monitor the number of kilowatts being used by counting the pulses from it. So this is the data from the sensor. So if I want to take this a step further, you know, I've got counts here. We could throw up a quick dashboard just to look at the data we're getting here, and maybe we'll just do a text node here, and we'll hook that up. And we'll say we're going to try and get message.payload.counts, okay? Because that's it right there. So if we can actually we can copy the path here, and then we can just paste that in here. And keep in mind that for whatever reason it doesn't actually put message on there for you, but it does message.payload.counts. Okay, and we can put a label for this. We'll just call it a counter. And then we can click Done and Deploy. Okay, so that's successfully deployed. Now we can click this little arrow down here if we want to, and we can click on Dashboard. And we've it added it to this dashboard. Because I already had a dashboard, but you can see here we've got the counter that shows that it's the count is 100. You can also see I'm getting data from a temperature humidity sensor as well as a vibration sensor. So I'm getting that data on my dashboard too. So you can build a big custom dashboard with data from all types of different devices, and you can view it right here really easily and really nicely. You can also do alerts and notifications. Should a reading get out of bounds. So hopefully this was a good introduction and makes it easy to understand how this can be done and how useful it can be to use NCD Enterprise devices with Prescient's services. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us and we'll be happy to help. Thanks and have a great day.